Oh, hello and welcome from Ryan Family Amusements in Millis, Massachusetts. This is Dan Castle, and we're here for the Summer Doubles Tournament going on right now. It's already underway. We have 22 lanes taken up here by teams of two that'll be bowling five boxes at a time for 5 strings. And this was an event sponsored by Brian Fournier who put this together. And so we're just going to watch some of the bowlers here. We have a lot of really excellent bowlers tonight who come into this tournament. And enjoy. You get to see some good stuff. So I have got my camera fixed on 11 and 12, and we have Lauren on the right on 12, and Dennis Green, well-known pro bowler, on the left. So they're one box in. They're the second bowlers of this each team. And Dennis has a 10 on his first box, Lauren a 9. And Dennis Green just put up a spare. How about that? And Lauren has an 8 box, so she's a 17 through 2. Check my Facebook page, see if we get some viewers here. Regardless, it'll be a good recording and some video for some of the bowlers to look back on how they did. It's good to see everybody here today. Saw a lot of you up in New Hampshire. I was only there for part of the time. And we have an upcoming event on Sunday at 5 o'clock Eastern when we're going to be doing the B South Championships. So Dennis Green put 5 on that spare, and he just picked up and almost got another one. He had a Cleary. Lauren looking for a 10, and she's all over it, right in the face. No problem at all. So Green at 35 through 3. I don't know Lauren's last name offhand, but she's at 27 through 3. Their partners, Steve Reno, partnering with Dennis Green, put up a 59 first half. Dennis Green just dropped 9. And Lauren with a 9, with a good spare bid, but left one pin up. So checking on our feed. Guess I got to sign into the internet first. So a 9 box for Lauren, 36 through 4. Green is on another spare, so 46 and a ball. And this setup will allow us to have bowlers rotate through because they'll move through the lanes as they go forward. Sorry, I'm distracted myself trying to get this. There we go. Now I'm on Candlepin chat. And I can see what I'm doing here. So no live viewers at the moment, but I'm sure you guys will dribble in as we go along. Dennis Green, he put it on the 1-3 pocket, and he just dropped 9, almost to strike. Left up to 7 pin, puts him at 54 through 4. And Lauren on her spare attempt, she picks it up. That's a 4-1 spare. Beautifully done. Or is that a strike? I thought it was a spare. That was a spare? It was a spare. And Green gets deflected by the wood twice, so it's a 9 box, and he's a 63 through 5. Jaheim Riley coming up. Young up-and-coming bowler. He's at 57 through 5. Hey, there you are. Pull up a chair. Are you bowling? I'm dropping stuff. Come on up. Here's my partner in crime. Dave Peterson is joining in. So right now we don't have any live viewers.
I couldn't resist.
You must have been close by.
I live like 20 minutes away.
Oh, okay. I didn't see until just a few minutes ago that David messaged me. Do you want me to come by? And I said, of course I do.
I figured I'd come by and watch, and then I saw you're here, so I go, maybe I can help out.
Yeah, I'd be bowling in it. You and I would be a team if I weren't disabled. How about that? Now I got a bunch of viewers on here. So Ed Sargent, hello. And formally welcoming Dave Peterson to our stream.
Yeah, we got lots of A's and B's here, huh?
We do, and right now we're watching Hall of Famer Steve Reno on lane 11 bowling against Jaheim Riley, an up-and-coming bowler. Jaheim put up a 9 in the box 6 box. He's a 66, and they're going faster than I can talk. I believe that.
Can you cover all 20 lanes is the question.
No, just 2. I could do 4.
Sure. Yeah.
I've done that.
I was talking to Brian Fournier earlier, and the fact this sold out all 20 lanes for doubles on the night before
We've
July
got
4th.
a great community of bowlers who enjoy the game and will come out for everything. And I see some new faces here that I don't know. I know most of the people here, but
Yep. There he is. Steve with his third ball. I'll get an 8 bucks.
Jaheim put up a 10 for a 76 through 7. So we're not going to really know where standings are here. So just to set expectations, it's not really going to be possible for us to know that at the moment. So we're just going to watch the bowlers. Yeah, that could be good once in a while. So casual July 3rd event. No stress here.
Absolutely.
Just enjoy watching some top bowlers here.
You see John Ahern on lane 13 with the spare.
Jaheim, he's in there, and he gets the 4 horsemen for a mark. Reno is on a triangle with a piece of wood, and he gets it.
Plays it like a pro, huh?
He finessed that right in.
Because he is a pro, that's why. Not like a pro.
And a gentleman, too. He's a great guy. Steve's been a great coach to me over the years, although lately it's probably not something to brag about for him. All right, Jaheim puts 6 on that, leaves the 1, 3, 5, 9, or 8, and Reno puts it's a little backdoor action there for a 7 fill, and so he's at 93 through 8. Jaheim at 92.
It's a nice lead for Jaheim if he hits the head pin. Just off.
Yeah, I'm blocked by the bowlers, but all right, Stevie, maybe a good one here. Nope, no
try.
marks in the 9th.
So you got John over there, right?
Yeah, I can see John. I could zoom in a little more.
It's a nice game going. 78 through 6.
He's really come up, hasn't he?
Yeah, especially from his early days till now.
Well, when he was first in ACST, he started out with a low average, and the first time I faced him, I thought I had it in hand, and he smoked me.
Yeah.
Both times I faced him, actually. So, and now his average has gone quite a bit up. So
Jaheim's got a really good game going himself.
He's at 100 through 9. He's got a spare. I think a make with a spare.
Steve's at 102.
And that's a 9 drop. It's a lot better than it was. Just the 5 pin back there. Reno gets a mark.
Perfectly played once again. 112 and a ball.
That team's looking pretty good right now.
Jaheim with the 108. That's over his normal average.
Oh yeah.
It's a good game.
But he's young. I think he's only like 19 or so. So, he can grow a lot.
Steve with a 6 fill and a 118.
118. So those are in the books for round 1. And our B bowlers come up. Lauren on your right and Dennis Green coming up on your left. Dennis is quite a gentleman. He's been on my team a couple of times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, him and his wife were on my Friday team a couple of years ago. We had a really good time. I really enjoy spending time with Dennis.
Sure. He's on the Friday Pro League team out of Millis.
Which is why he's not bowling in the Friday Mixed League anymore.
That's a good reason.
Yeah, he ditched me. Don't blame him, though. All right. Nice ball. Lauren was on. She's on her 3rd ball now. She's looking at the 5, 7, 10. And Dennis dropped 9 on his 1st.
Lauren competed in the tournament 2 weeks ago here. It was singles, skins, and she qualified. There were only 4 people that qualified for skins, and she was one of the 4.
Wow.
Dennis was just off to the left.
All right. Any more comments we can get? I'd love to hear them. We have a few viewers on. And Green misses again for a 9 box. He's at 72 through 6. Lauren just put a nice ball down there.
As does John Hearn in his final box at 104 through 9. Well over his average.
And she has a 7-10 split. Wood by the 7 pin. I think that's the only. It's out there a bit. See if she can make that work. She's right in there. Nope, nothing carried to the right, but a good bit. Oh, okay. Honestly, Greg, it looks pretty level to me. Is it? It's weird because I got it pointed this way and I'm getting over here. Is that a little better? Looks pretty straight, doesn't it?
Probably could maybe move the left a little bit more.
I don't know, it looks... From my eyes, it looks pretty straight. I think it's a little weird because to me it looks like it's pointing over there, but I'm getting those 2 lanes. All right. Back to the action while maybe we figure out if we need to straighten out a camera or not. I don't know.
Lawrence at 76 through 8.
Green on a spare attempt. And he picks it up, no problem. Spare in the 8th puts Janice at 90 in a ball. Now, how did you get that message and I didn't? Oh, there they are.
Too out of range. Damn. Oh no, but you guys actually could have got it. I just made the 3-7-10.
Oh, cool. That's
14.
That's
I'm replaying that stream.
Oh, okay. So we didn't call it because it's off to our periphery, but that's Rob Linehan with a 3-7-10 split that he made. Green put 9 on the fill and no go for another spare. So he's a 99 through 8. Lauren, does that go? I can't see around.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. That's why I have the camera up high over.
And off to Lauren's right is Dave Rando, who's at 70 through 6. Shooting for a spare, almost.
And Green with a 9 box, 108 through 9. On his left is Austin Valley. And Lauren in her 10th box in the first string.
Well, that's a good count. Look at that. That could be a strike. A 9-pin drop.
It's a strike.
There he is.
Wow.
What do you know? It's not a Julian because it wasn't the hit. Works still the same, right?
That strike is a strike.
It helps her team out big time.
95 in a ball. And 2. She could beat Jaheen. Green punched out. Punched out again.
Punched out 2.0 there.
Yeah, first a half Worcester, then the 1-5. Now he's got 5 left up there.
Nice game, John.
What did John end up with? A 114. All right. And Dennis, 8 box, 116.
Dave Rando, same shot, only got 1.
So the 4 bowlers that we're covering right now, well, Lauren is on her 2nd ball. She ends up with a 100. So Steve Reno, 118, and Dennis Green, 116. Jaheim Riley and Lauren, 108 and 100. I don't know Lauren's last name offhand. So that puts game 1 in the books, and the bowlers will all move 1 to the right, I believe.
Yeah, Brian and Ryan's here doing this every other week during the summer. So there was not different formats throughout the summer. We had the singles with skins at the end. You know, they're doing some 9-pin and some 9-pin teams.
No, it's an active place, keeps people busy over the summer, and lots of variety. So if you haven't bowled at Ryan's, come on down. It's a great place. They really run this place well. You're bound to run into a lot of bowlers that you see regularly on the streams. And there's an arcade here too. And they have refreshments and everything. I mean, I don't know what else you'd want here. Maybe a few more lanes.
That couldn't hurt, right? We'll settle for 22 lanes. Pretty good.
I used to bowl in Natick. We had 32 there. They didn't like you when you come in. They put you on lane 33.
Kind of chilly outside, huh?
Yeah.
In the parking lot.
Had some great tales from that place. So people are finishing up. We're almost done. We only have a couple. Kyle Heddy and Dave Rando are in their last box. Zach Corbin in his last box against Maurice Perry.
Dave Rando at 94 plus his final ball will be a 9, so 103, so right around his average.
All right, so they're all settling in.
Now, Timber's doing doubles throughout the year on Thursday nights. So I think that we have a few Timber bowlers here tonight because they're fixing things up and renovations and so forth close to the week, I hear.
So is this
that's correct.
Is this handicap?
It is, 80%.
Okay. It's good to know. So, and anybody can get into these events. Just watch for the announcements. And with the handicapped events, you may be competing against a really top bowler, but you're getting pins, and that helps. So, fun events, not a lot of pressure, a little prize money. And we're in a transition now, so
Everyone's going to move to the right, I would assume.
still have a couple down there. I see Jason Doucette still bowling. So, talking about top bowlers, you got some top. You got quite a variety here.
Yeah, at least if it's lost, you know it might be with me. Yeah, everyone seems to be having a good time. Why not? It's night before Independence Day, right?
Exactly. 249th. So next year's 250.
That'll be a big one.
Are you old enough to remember the bicentennial?
Yes,
I am.
I am. I'm not that much younger than you. That was a big deal. I remember going into Boston in '76.
No, I lived out in the country in those days, but remember watching the tall ships coming in.
Yeah. Yep.
President Ford ringing the Liberty Bell. That was a big, big deal for a while, for months and like a year before even.
You know what I did see coming into Boston tomorrow is the QE2 is docking.
Oh, really?
I've never seen that. It's unbelievably huge. I think I saw it once or twice docked in Boston, and it's going to be there tomorrow and I believe on Friday as well, on Saturday. It's in South Boston. But in the meantime, July 17th, so 2 weeks from now, a singles ladder knockout, 3-string qualifier, and top 4 or 5 go to the ladder.
All right, bowlers are getting set up. Steve Reno getting set up on 12 here. And I guess Austin Valley, and don't know his partner offhand.
Yeah, I'll find out.
Oh, yeah, thank you. You can find that. All right. Again, this is Dan Castle here with Dave Peterson, and we are in the Millis Summer Doubles Tournament tonight. We have 44 bowlers competing in this handicapped event. We are covering lanes 11 and 12, and that was picked arbitrarily.
Well, lucky to have Steve Reno right here on 11 and 12 the first 2 games.
I've bowled on teams with him the last 2 years. He's just an amazing teammate. I'm glad I'm not competing against those 2 guys scratch tonight, Dennis and Stevie. Those were their warm-up games, the 118 and the 116. Be a lot more than that soon. All right, everybody lining up here, getting going. And do you know who
Let me find out.
Austin's partner is? There's a sheet somewhere.
What's his name?
Okay. All I see is the name on the back of his shirt, which actually is quite helpful to wear your team or your ACS T-shirts here. All I know the last name is Wester, and somebody's going to get mad at me for not knowing. But, you know, I do what I can do. Here we go. We're coming into game 2. And everybody's moved down to the right, except for the bowlers at the end who moved all the way back to the left. So nobody wants to throw the first ball. I know I don't like to throw the first ball. Tommy Hirsch.
How many times did you say?
Never. All right, Stevie Reno starts out on a head pin, and he dropped 6. Craig Wester, okay, Austin Valley's partner. He punched out. Tommy Hirsch has sat down and joined us here. All right, Steve on a spare attempt, and he's wide. Wester just picks up a few more, so he's got the 1, 3, 4, 7 left. Steve on a spare attempt. And Reno with a 7 to start string 2. Wester matches his 7. Pair of 7s. Hey, Nick Norcross, glad to see you joining us. Sorry I didn't say hi to everybody else, but I do see you joining us here. All right, Jaheim Riley, we just watched. He put up a spare. He's over on lane 13. Here comes Steve Reno on 12. On the 3 pin, drops 6, leaves a 4 horseman. Wester's on the 3 pin and leaves 6, but it's a 1, 2, 4, and 10. Reno on a spare attempt. Just picks the head pin. And Wester gets a spare out of that. And Dave's still here. He didn't disappear on us. All right. Reno trying to pick up a 10 here. He's got 3 left. Riley put a 1 in his spare, so he's 20 through 2. You can see him to the right of Steve. And Reno with another $7. Having a little trouble finding a second ball. But he will. All right, coming into box 3. Our A bowlers on these 2 teams are coming up now. Steve Reno, ball 1. And he made an adjustment, came in on the left that time, just missed a head pin, left a 4 horseman right. And Craig Wester leaves the 2 and 2, which is the 1, 2, 6, and 10.
Steve runs it, huh?
Reno made the mark.
Craig as well.
Pair of spares. A pair of spares. How do you like that? Or a spare of pairs. Reno on the fill. Found the head pin that time. That wasn't great, but it's 6 in the fill. Wester on the head pin.
I'm curious to how Steve will play this one. Stay to the right or go to the left? He's going left.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That was a great bid on that. All right, Wester missed everything. So 3 boxes in, Steve Reno's at 30, Craig Wester at 40. And Steve Reno with a 10 box. I'm not setting our best spot here on my 7 box for Wester. So Wester's at 47, Reno's at 40. Mark Milliken. Hello. All right, Reno off the head pin. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm not letting you get a word in edgewise here.
I'm watching the action. I heard you say Mark is out there, so
Yep.
that's the trucker. I know you had a disappointing last match, but a great season, so congratulations to you.
All right, Reno will be open with the 1-5 still remaining and a spare for Wester.
Nicely done.
Sits down with 57 and a ball.
Steve has the I formation here, though. 1 and 5.
Just a head pin. All right.
49.5 for Steve. Craig sits down with 57, and he's got a ball working. Dennis Green will be up on our right on lane 12. Austin Valley on lane 11.
Old Austin Valley twice this year on ACST.
Yep, and he competes on Wednesday nights here. Jaheim, by the way, got a 43. You could have seen him on lane 13. Slow first half.
All right, here comes Dennis Green, starting game 2. Bounces it in. He's stuck or something up there. Took out 5. He left the 4 horsemen plus the 8-pin, Austin Valley. And that's, I think both bowlers stuck that time. A little humid in here. That was better for Dennis. See if Austin can correct. And he did, but he came in on the 2-pin, so both bowlers open in box 1. Green with a 10. $7 for Austin. Should be a good match down here. Kyle Hetty versus Zach Corbett. I don't know if they'll make it around to us, but
Yeah, I don't think so.
all right, 8 drop for Green. Millis 8. Almost by definition, he came in on a 3-pin. And Valley with 6 drops. That's a 2, 4, 7, 8. And Green misses a spare. Oh, Austin was on his object a little light, but it didn't go.
Dennis gets a 9. 19 through 2 for him. And Austin is open in the second. And that will be $7 for a pair of 7s and 14 for him.
All right, I'm going to grab my phone battery out of here.
Dennis back at it. Here's the Millis 8 again. At least the so-called Millis 8. Austin 9-pin drop. Dennis's ball just curved to the left at the last second. Any better? Any better tonight?
99 to start.
All right. Still in it.
Spare 99 now.
And that's
Start off with 4 bucks.
Joe LeBlanc we're talking about. Austin Valley with a spare. Dennis Green with a $10.
Oh, sorry about that.
All right. Somebody kicking my chair here. All right. So Austin at 24 found his ball that time and a ball. Dennis at 29. Green has a nice splash there, but leaves a 2-8. Inverted half Worcester. Austin Valley on a spare. And did okay on that one. It's a 8 drop, even though he came in on a 2. Green trying to take it off the wall. It almost goes, but went around behind it in the pit. Valley for the spare, and there he goes, 2 in a row. 42 in a ball. Green with a 9, he's at 38 through 4, I'm sorry. Green caught the head pin that time. What's he got down there? 2, 4, 7, and 9. Austin on a fill again. Couldn't find the head pin. Took down 6. That gives him 48 and a 4 horseman. Nice try by Dennis.
Dennis was here a couple weeks ago and qualified just like Lauren did for the skins portion.
Well, Austin missed the 4 horsemen, so they'll sit down with open boxes. 9 for Green, 47 half. Not characteristic of him. And Austin with an 8, so he sits down with 56.
Yeah, that's a good half for him.
Unusual to see these guys below 50, but watch the second half. So Stevie Reno comes up against Craig Wester. Stevie's at 49. Wester's at 57 and a ball. Steve on the 3-pin, punched out 4, and a strike by Wester, strike on spare, 67.5.
Steve finds the rabbit hole.
Well, Steve knows how to make good use of the third ball. Let's see how this goes for him. He missed his object, but he got an 8 out of it.
It worked
so
out.
That's respectable.
Take an 8 out of that.
So Reno has 57 through 6. Wester has 77 and a 2-ball fill. Well, he found the head pin. Now, keep in mind, these guys are not necessarily bowling directly against each other. They are all bowling against the other 21 competitors, but it's kind of fun to couch it that way. Reno with that spread eagle combination. First ball, Wester only put down 3.
Steve went cross alley on the spread eagle.
So that's
a good run.
8 fill for Wester. He's at 85 through 6. Still has a 1-2 to go. And that's an 8-box for Reno, a 9-box for Wester. Reno's a 65, Wester at 94. In the 7th box, we're coming into the 8th. Another head pin, another split. Same thing on 11. All right, Reno has a tough one here. That's a 4-6 split.
Go right at the pin.
Goes to the 6th side.
I'm with you there.
Wester tried to cut something over, so he still has a 2 and the 6 standing. So tough splits. Reno with a 9-box. He's 74 through 8, and a 9-box for.
That'll be an 8.
8-box. Okay. Yep.
He's got what a heck of a game going.
It's hard to see over everybody sometimes.
Craig's at 102 through 8. It's over his average.
Steve's really adjusted well. He's on the head pin, but he keeps getting these splits. Another one.
3 red dots in a row for Steve. And that makes it a real effort. I mean, it's like, geez, nothing's easy.
No.
Trying to cut shots across.
I've seen that a lot of times when you're throwing a really good ball, but you're getting all these splits happening, and it is not reflected in the score.
Yeah, Jaheim just got a big split to the right of Steve.
And Steve pins out of it with a 9, and Wester with an 8 or 9, a 9. 83 for Reno, 111 for Craig Wester.
1 box to go for each of these guys.
All right. Love to see some more comments. Hopefully we're exciting enough. Reno, box 10, misses a head pin. Now look at that. When he's on the head pin, he splits all over, and he's off the head pin. He's got a good spare lead there, the 1, 2, 8. Wester's got a hay bale down there. Nice and clean by Reno for a spare and a 10th, 93 and a ball.
Hey Nico, happy July 4th.
121 for Craig Wester. And Reno with that 5, 98. All right, Dennis Green's going to try to pick him up here. He's at 47 at the halfway point. Oh, thank you, Nico. I got to check on that one. That's material. So in the comments, Nico mentions that he uploaded a ACSC match that was done earlier today to the YouTube channel. I haven't seen it yet, but I know it was Peter Penny versus Mike,
Pete.
yeah.
Pete and Mike McIntosh.
So Mike McIntosh.
I won't give the results away.
Well, good,
did
because
watch
I
it.
haven't seen it. The winner of that will go against Jeremy Seaholm for the A championship. All right, Green starts out with a 9 drop, and Valley with a 7. And is he on it? All right, so
I may have taken it, even if he had hit the end of the wood. But
So Valley's shooting at the 189. Oh, almost. Everything but the 9. 10 box for Green. 57 at 6. Are you set for drinks? Okay.
I may even order something up there.
Ah, good idea. All right. That's a 9 box for Austin Valley. He's a 65 through 6.
Dennis just crushes it.
There it goes.
Better go.
That's a hammer ball.
That was a battling top, I believe, right?
Valley puts up a nice attempt there. He drops 9, leaves a 7. Who did I miss? All right, nobody. On the spare attempt in the channel. We just saw Lauren make a nice shot for a 10. And Valley looking for a 10 himself here. And found the gutter again.
Dennis working on his strike. 2 in a row.
Well,
Almost got it.
90% of one. Thank you, Nico.
Next best thing, as I say, to getting a strike is a single pin with a nice piece of wood in front.
And Dennis was just going. He was ready to go. And Austin on the 7 pin. He's got to find that ball. So spare on strike for Green. The 20 box gives him 57 through 7. These guys have a higher averages, and they are not getting a big handicap. I don't know what it is offhand, but
We'll see if we can get some results here.
yeah, they're being kept up at the desk. Green 8 on the fill. Valley is still in the 8th box, and he closes with an 8 for 82 through 8. Green is at 95 through 8, and trying to pick up the 110. And he gets it. 3 in a row for Dennis Green. And I see Tim Haser here. Thank you for joining us. Glad to see you. And Austin picked that up a little better than his last one. He leaves the, what's that, the 1-9.
It is.
I don't like the wood particularly, but tried to use it. So Green on a fill in the 10th box. He's at 105 plus his ball.
It's not half bad considering
That was a good ball.
some wood that can move around.
Valley picks up a 9 for 91 through 9. Dennis at 111. Oh, tries to catch the edge there, the very end of that wood, and spin it around. But he's going to be open in the 10th. Needs a 9 for a 120. And he's got it. 120 for Dennis Green. And Valley starting out the 10th box with a 4 drop. And everything but the head pin. Good game, Dennis. That was a nice comeback from a 47 half. 50, 60, 70, 73 half. 10 box for Austin Valley and a 101. And round 2 is in the books for these guys. Still a lot of bowling going on. And people better be careful walking by me because I might just grab them and put them on the microphone. And I see Duncan. I see Duncan McDougal.
we doing?
We're in between matches, so that's an opportunity to hear your voice on the microphone.
Gentlemen, how's everyone doing tonight? I don't know how many.
We've got half a dozen on the live right now. We were up to 17 at one point.
Yeah, I bet a lot of them just came from the McIntosh Crawford match. That was a great one.
Yeah, I don't want to hear the results yet. I haven't watched it. You got to, and I don't want to give it away to anybody here in the recording either.
Close match. That's what I'll say. Close match, worth watching.
And one of them will go up against Jeremy Seaholm for the championship of the A division.
Yep, house TBD. We'll see. It's got. All we know about the house is it's somewhere where it's no one's home house. Is the idea. And
well, there's several more rounds to go.
R&D. I think the B still has to finish up.
And B finishes up on the south side Sunday.
Sunday?
Yep.
You'll be there.
I will be there.
Who's going to be bowling? Glenn Gill and
Glenn Gill and Marcus Mayer.
Marcus Mayer. I think Marcus Mayer's in the building as well, if I'm not mistaken.
And I will be working with Maurice Perry.
Oh, that'll be great. That'll be a lot of fun. Is that going to be down at Ron's or?
No, we're going to be at
Westgate.
Westgate
yes,
in Brockton.
That's right. I bowled there once. I had a great time.
And Dave and I did a match there recently, which was Marcus Mayer versus Alex Chow.
It is an interesting house. The wood does a lot of crazy things out there, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So that'll be a great match because you have two very powerful, heavy throwers.
For a very similar ball coming out. So yeah, it should be a lot of fun for sure.
Come on down and watch us live if you'd like.
When is it? Sunday?
Sunday at 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. I think I'm booked, but if not, then I'll make the effort. All right. If not, and if I'm not, I'll be tuning in for sure.
It'll be good.
Giving everyone grief as I'm wont to do, especially when I'm not calling matches.
How's your team doing tonight?
We're doing okay. We're over average both games. I think we went like 115, 113 the first game, and then I think we just went 128, 135 or something like that. So.
Who's your partner?
Josh Wool, 104 average. So we're doing well so far. We just got to keep it going. We're about to we're bowling one more over here, and then we're going to make the turn all the way down to lane one. It's awesome to have a packed house.
Unbelievable.
It's rare that you see this place outside of once a month, wall to wall like this. So on a random Thursday to have everyone come down like this
until the night before the Independence Day, right?
It's remarkable.
Well, during league nights during the season, it's regularly packed.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's. I mean, this place is one of the busiest ones.
Dan, great job at Mixed Worlds, by the way. I know you weren't able to get up too much, but what you did was absolutely excellent.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, I had some car trouble, so I didn't go up Friday and Saturday. And then Bob Lee called me and says, "Just come Sunday."
Get happen.
Here. So
yeah, is the car okay now?
I still have some idiot lights on it right now, but it turns out it's probably a minor problem.
Very good. Yeah.
I'll get around to getting it fixed. It's
excellent.
Probably just a speed sensor and a wheel, nothing major.
All right, I got to go make some rounds real quick and say hi to some people. It was good seeing you, Dan.
You too. So we're moving into rotation now, and trying to see. So we will have on lane 12, we'll watch Austin Valley and Craig Wester again. And we have a couple other gentlemen coming up. I'm not sure who. So who's coming up over here? Dave, are you coming up on 11?
I'm going to finish on 12.
Oh, okay, where are you now?
I'm going to 10.
Okay, you're going at 10. All right, so I won't see you. Trying to figure out who we're going to be talking about here. Without their consent.
I think we have Craig and Austin.
We do, and I don't know who's
I
coming down the
believe
11.
Sean Pine I saw.
Okay.
From ACST South. And he's with Sean Breton, I believe.
Okay, one of my old teammates. Thank you, Greg. I appreciate the compliment. I wanted to be up there with you guys, too. I was just nervous. Tricia D'Agostino, nice to see you here. And I see Bella bowling down there, a few lanes down, not within our field of view.
I'm going to say hello to a couple folks.
All right. So, again, as we're getting going here, this is the Millis Doubles Tournament. And I'm Dan Castle. This is Dave Peterson also is with me. My partner in crime. I think he's a great person to have on the line with me. And Craig Wester starts us off. And came in on a 3-pin, but took out 4. And Sean Breton, his first ball. Couldn't see around. He dropped 5. I saw it come in on a 4-pin, and they just kind of collapsed in a circle. Wester, nice attempt, but he left the head pin, so just one left. Breton on a spare attempt. And they'll both have open boxes. 9 box for Craig Wester. And an 8 box for Sean Breton. Sean's a great bowler, and last spring we had a great match. You can look it up on the ACST page, and that was it was Sean Breton versus Zach. Let me get my names right. Let me recycle here. Zach Corbett. So Zach Corbett and Sean Breton put up one incredible match in their division, and well worth watching, high scoring. Both of them with games in the 140s, and a spare by Craig Wester on lane 12. Sean Breton hoping to match. And he doesn't. He can't get the split to break. But Breton gets a 10, so box 2. Craig Wester's at 18 in a ball, and Sean Breton at just 18. And welcome Kai Hunt to this stream. Nice to see you here. It's a great call in your match Sunday. You put on a good show for us. Appreciate that. Wester puts 7 in the fill, and he is at 25 through 2. Can't see it. Breton off to the 2-pin. Wester does not close the spare. So Breton is looking at 4 horsemen right plus the 5-9 plus the 7-pin, a whole bunch. And he got things spinning down there, got everything but the 7-pin. So great effort by Sean. 10 box for Craig Wester, 35 through 3. And a 9 box for Sean Breton. And Sean is at 27 through 3. So if this was a scratch match between the two, Wester would have an advantage now. But it's a handicap match against all the other bowlers here. So Wester starts out. Off the head pin leaves a 1-3-7. I can't see around the bowlers very well. I don't know if you can. So I can't tell if they're hitting the head pin until after the fact.
That was a 9-pin drop for Sean Breton.
I should have thought out my seating a little better.
It's still nice we can see Steve Reno to the right.
Yeah, he's going to have a 53 half. Breton goes wide right of his single pin. Wester picked up a 10 box there. And a 10 box for Sean Breton. He's at 37 through 4. And let me see about this. I'm going to try to share this to my homepage while we're at it. Wester dropped 8. Breton found the head pin that time, but he's got the 2 and a 9 left. No spare for Wester. And Breton spares the 2-9 very nicely. 10 box for Craig Wester. So halfway through this game, game 3, Craig Wester's at 55. Sean Breton at 36 and a ball. And sorry for the quiet for a moment here while I try to figure out how to do something. I'm trying to make a share here.
Here's Austin Valley on the right on lane 12. We just saw him a second ago. That's Sean Pine wearing the old-fashioned Larry Bird Indian Estate Sycamore number 33. Sean was a finalist at ACST C-South this year. Austin with the spear. Sean matches. He gets a spear as well.
All right, just trying to share this. Here we go. Well,
Who are you sharing it to?
I put them on my own page. That way, I've been. In fact, I talked to a high school classmate yesterday, who's in upstate New York, and he watches a lot of these matches. Still trying to understand the sport.
Austin with 6 on his fill, 16 in the first box.
Can't share this.
Oh, Sean! Hey, Sean! Sean Pine with a strike on spear. If you know for me, let me know.
Well, I can't share it right now, so. Oh, yes, I can. I can from the phone.
So here's Austin, 24 through 2. Third string of this 5-string doubles competition that is a sellout here in Millis.
That it is. Great participation here. Okay, I can get rid of one of those. Fix that later. All right.
Sean Pine, a.k.a. Larry Bird, for 3 in a row.
And we are back. Okay, I'm back. Got my head back in the game.
Third ball here from Austin.
That's why I like having a partner. All right. Austin Valley at 32 through 3 and Sean Pine at 47 through 3. Nice 20 bucks to start.
And if you're watching on lane 13, Dennis Green is 63 and a ball working, and Steve Reno is just starting, and he's at 53 through 5.
Valley with a big 9 drop and Sean Pine with 4 down. Thanks, Nico, for sharing that. All right, Valley shooting at a single pin. All gone. I take it that was a single pin.
You're right about that?
I heard clunk clunk as soon as he blocked my view. So what we're talking about here is I kind of sat us directly behind the bowler. The camera's up on a tripod with a little elevation, but my choice of seating was not the greatest. All right, spare for Valley puts him at 42 in the ball, and Sean is at 55 through 4. On the fill, here comes Austin Valley. And I can't see that. It's 5.
Get the Cleary.
5 on the fill, 47 to 4. Pine, nice ball. Got hit by the splits.
Yeah, Sean just destroyed the head pin, but 2 still remain.
Nice bid by Valley. Leaves a 7. Gets it.
Sean didn't think he had that one.
He bounced the ball off the wood into the, what was that, the 4 pin. Gets a spare. So both Breton and Pine are on spares and halfway through. And Sean Breton coming up at 46 in a ball. Craig Wester's at 55. This is our 3rd game of 5. So Craig Wester starts off on the 6 pin, leaves a diamond in the middle, and the 10 pin. Now Sean Breton is on a fill here. Ball got away from him, just put 1 on it, so he closes the first half at 47. Wester clips off the right-hand side, just a 3 pin. Breton's got a bunch. Oh boy. Off to the left, just gets a couple more. And that's an 8 box for Craig Wester. And I can't see that, but it looks like
Here's 6.
6. All right.
So Sean Breton bowled in the ACST C-Cell, as did his partner tonight, Sean Pine.
Okay, where'd Wester start off? Starts off with 7. All right, Breton corrected his ball.
That's a strike.
And boy, that was a lot better than his first ball last time. He'd like to skip that previous box. A strike is a strike. There's never a bad time for a strike, except when you're warming up.
I'd say for me, it's the first ball you throw when you're warming up.
Yeah, well, that is an indication it's going to be a bad night. Whenever you do that, like, okay, I don't know why.
You know, so we really don't have to aim for the head pin. We can aim for any pin we want when we're warming up.
No, it doesn't. It looks like I'm aiming for any pin when I'm warming up. The ball could be anywhere. Breton's on the fill. All right, 8th first ball. He's still left with a 110.
Yeah, he's got the Woolworth lead, the 5 and 10.
Is it a 5 and 10 or 1 and 10?
5 and 10.
5 and 10. Okay. I can watch it on the video, but there's a delay. So 3 down on his first ball and went through the opening on his second. All right, good try by Sean, but he left the 10 pin. So 9 in the fill on a strike, 72 through 7. And that made up for that 6 bucks, I think. But it's a 6 bucks for Wester and a 9 bucks for Breton.
Steve Reno's finishing up on lane 13 with a 10 and a 102.
Okay, Wester's a 78 through 8, 2 pins under par. Breton at 81 through 8. And Craig Wester dropped 6. He's got the 1, 2, 7, 8, right? I think that wood looks good.
Correct, yeah, I think a direct head pin hit would take it. Easier said than done, though.
Breton again off to the left. He gets that into that sometimes. And only took out 3. Wester's got his spare attempt here. All over it.
Yep.
Good prediction, Dave. Headpin took it, and it did. Sean just missed a headpin to the left. Still has a Caleri. And for the 10. That'll end up being an 8. So Breton's at 89 through 9.
It was nice of you to volunteer your services, I saw, for this.
Yeah, I figured I had the evening free. You know, I had a short day at work and said, why not? It gets me out. I'd rather be bowling in it, to tell the truth. On the fill, Craig put 6, 94 through 9 with a 4 horseman left. Over adjustment by Breton. Yeah, I'd much rather be bowling.
Sure, yep. As frustrating a game it is, at times this is a nice spare again by Craig. Helping out his team, 104.
Okay, Sean Breton just picked off the 10 pin. Needs to throw a strike ball to get a mark here. And nothing doing there. So open in the 10th, that'll put him under 100. We're picking up viewers. Sean Bredden with that 8 box is at 97, and Craig Wester is on a fill. And you can see it better than I can, so.
Right through the head pin, wiggling. That's a 5 fill and a nice game of 109 from Craig Wester.
All right. Death Valley, also known as Austin Valley. Formidable opponent sometimes. He's taken a lot of points from me this year, but I will be back after him next year. I promise.
Austin's at 56 after his first half. And to his left is not Larry Bird, Sean Pine.
Sean Pine.
Who's had 2 spares and a strike in his first half, and he's still working on his spares. So he's at 65 and a ball.
Okay, Austin let that get away from him to the right. And just 3 down. Here comes Sean on a fill. It's a 32-mile-an-hour ball, and he was off, but he still got 7, so he closes the first half at 72. Austin for a double line. Just punches through. Sean Pine with an amazing shot. That was the 157, and he made it look easy. So spare in the 6th for Sean Pine. 82 in a ball. Austin Valley trying to clean this up the rest of the way. And he goes in the channel, so that is going to be a 6 box.
$123, $117, $117.
I'm only here because of you.
Me? Like, Dan, you streaming? This thing's awesome. This is like the most Brian's ever gotten.
All right, Austin Valley's is 62 through 6.
I'm calling this Brian's doubles bonanza.
There you go. I should have put that in the title. Put it in the comments. That's Rob Linehan, also known as the Roadrunner. So in that fill, Sean puts 4. He's at 86 through 6. And Austin leaves a 1789, and he's got some wood in that middle that I think is going to help him here if he can catch that head pen. He's in there. All right, good attempt. The 7 didn't carry. Sean looking for another mark, and he will not get for 3 in a row. So the run stops at 2. Dennis Green with another good game going down there on line 13. He's at 117 through 9, and he's got a spare leave that looks very makeable. All right, Pine with an 8 box. And Valley with a 9. So Valley's at 71 and Pine at 94. Dennis Green does not get the spare in the attempt. It looked like he's going to go, but that 4 pin stayed up. All right, Dave's going to come on board here with the standings momentarily. And Dennis Green closes with a 127. Nicely done. Okay, both bowlers off their mark. Both dropped 3. And Dave, you want to bring us up?
So while we're finishing the 3rd string here, after 2 strings, our leaders were Josh Lowell and Duncan McDougall. Duncan was just here telling us about his team's success. 534. Dave Yagi and Cora Crafts at 517. So 17-pin lead for Josh and Duncan. Next up, Cody Brunell and Cam Green. It's 505. So they're the only 3 teams over 500. Next up is right here, Austin Valley. They're in 4th place with Craig Wester. And so that's your top 4, put it that way.
And how many will be in the money?
I knew you were going to ask that. And
No, you didn't. I didn't know I was going to ask it. I'm thinking
Probably
it's
4 anyway.
Sometimes it's 6, sometimes it's 4. I don't know. Like I said, tonight's a casual night.
I know 1st and 2nd would be in the money, and most likely 3rd, and most probably 4th.
Sean Pine's a 103 through 8, and he just dropped a 9 drop, dropped 9 pins. Valley has an ugly split that begged to make a field goal, and that's what he did. Pine misses his spare. And I see Chris Jones has just joined us. Nice to see you here, Chris. And that will be an 8 box for Austin. And a 10 box for Pine. So Pine's at 113, Austin at 86. Through 9, 1 more box to go in game 3.
I'll probably post that Monday or Tuesday anyway.
Let's see if I can show the first half of the scores. How's
Yeah, if you can do that.
that? Tell me how this looks.
Okay, he's going to put it up in front. Not bad. Go that way a little bit and out a little bit. Just a little there, not that much. All right, so that gives you the feel. You see the scores for game 1 and 2. That's including handicaps. And then if you move over to that way a little, we can see the final or the totals. So
Oh,
there we
sorry
go.
about that.
That's okay. It's early and anything can happen. But that's where we stand after 2 games. And Pine with a spare in the 10th. Valley missed his spare. And that's a $7. So Austin Valley will close game 3 with a 93. And Sean Pine is on a fill. He's a 123 plus this ball. Here it comes. On the head pin. And drops 6. 129 for Sean Pine. So these 4 bowlers, we had Craig Wester and Austin Valley, 109 and 93 respectively. And Sean Breton at 97 and Sean Pine at 129, the Seans. So we'll have a little quiet time here while everybody wraps up and we move on to the next set of bowlers. So just about everybody's done. Looks like there's 1 box down there, Jimmy Nestor and somebody.
Hello, my dear. How's it going?
Doing all right.
How are we doing?
Doing good. All right, so stay with us here. Dan Castle and Dave Peterson bringing you the doubles tournament here in Millis tonight. Full house, 22 lanes full, 44 bowlers. And we're going into game 4 of 5. And again, if you're just joining us, what we're doing tonight is very casual. We're just watching lanes 11 and 12 as people rotate in, give them a chance to be seen. And we've seen some pretty good bowlers here. And I can see who's coming up. It's going to be Dave Edison and Joe LeBlanc. My longtime partner in bowling, Dave Edison, will be bowling on lane 11 with Joe LeBlanc. And the Seans will move to the right on the lane 12.
Sean Pine, 129 is really going to help his team. We'll see how that works into the total score.
Nice to see my friend Valerie Hirsch Cook has joined us. So a lot of people popping in and out. And I don't know where Tommy went, Valerie, but he was actually on the mic for a few seconds earlier. All right, bowlers getting ready to go here. Starting game 4, Sean Breton on your right and Joe LeBlanc on your left. Both bowl out of Millis.
You guys are right in there, too. Pretty shocking. That's all I got to say. You know, the way I feel, it's shocking.
All right, here we go. Sean Breton, just waiting for to get him started. And he's on lane 12. Here we go. Bounce that one in on the 3-pin, I want to say.
Yep.
Joe LeBlanc's thrown some big games this year, and he dropped 7. Leaves a 1-3-6. Breton going at a bunch down there. And he leaves up the 5 and the 8. Here comes Joe on a spare attempt. 2 full.
Right on the object. 2 full.
And Nico's commenting about the tiebreaker round on a Sunday at the Mixed Worlds, and
That was exciting.
thank you. I wasn't on the mic for that one, but I was on for the earlier one. All right, 8 box for Brett and 10 box for LeBlanc, starting out game 4. And going into box 2.
Breton getting some great action, missing the head pin, but
Oh, it's still going.
yeah. Look at that, they're
Still
still
going.
going.
But he can't catch a head pin. So, all right.
Still have to earn it. It's a single pin, and a lot of people say it's the toughest one to get, even though it's the closest one to you.
Well,
Almost.
got one more ball to get it with. LeBlanc's got a cluster of 6 down there, and that happens a lot. You get on it and it goes around, so the 5-8. Thanks, Nico. You know my memory. I can't always remember which ones I do. So a 9 box for Breton, 17 through 2, 18 through 2 for Joe LeBlanc. That's a better ball by Sean.
He's going to get a strike out of it.
And he does. He doesn't get too many slow motion strikes, but usually his are pretty big. I miss having him on my team. True. All right, Joe has a punch out. Right, half blister left.
Not too bad.
Tried to put it in a pocket, didn't catch a head pin. And I see Paul Grant has joined us. All right, that's a 7 for LeBlanc. He's at 25 through 3, and Sean Breton is on a strike. Stevie Reno down on lane 14 just put a strike on spare. I don't know if you can see it here. Yeah, you can. You can see the lane, not the bowler. So that strike you saw to the right was Steve Reno. What's he got on that?
Craig has 8-pin drop without hitting the head pin. He's still working on his strike, looking for 2 marks in a row.
Joe's punched out the other way, but also took out the 7 and a 5, so.
Sean pulled it just to the left. Being 8 fill 35 through 3 for Sean. Hey, what do you know?
That was a great shot by LeBlanc for a spare in the 4th. So with that 8 fill, Sean is at 35 through 3 and 43 through 4.
This is really a fast-moving tournament because each team is only on one lane, so there's no waiting except for your partner.
All right, Breton.
Oh, right on the head pin.
All right, LeBlanc got a break there. He was on the 3-pin. Could have punched out again.
That's a nice fill for him, 7 and 42 through 4.
All right, what is Breton looking at here? I can't see it.
That's the 2 and 7.
He's got wood there that may help. He's got
Nicely
it.
done. That was the wood that would help too, right in front of the 7. Helps out his teammate. As the other Sean Pine will be stepping up, but Sean Breton 53 and a ball.
All right, that's good. Now, Joe, as you saw, just missed the spare attempt, so he's got the 1 and the 4 left, and he gets him. That's the ball he wanted on the second ball. So halfway through game 4, with the first bowlers anyway, the Sean Breton and Sean Pine put up 53 and a ball in the first half, and Joe LeBlanc, who's partnered with Dave Edison, put up a 52. Now we see Sean Pine and Dave Edison.
Sean off a big 129 in his second string here.
Nice 8 drop, and Edison just off the head pin leaves a 4 horseman left.
Sean right on it. Starts off the 3rd string, the 4th string like he started the 3rd.
Edison on the object, but 2 full. Still 3 left up there. And there's a 10 for Dave Edison, so cleaned them all up. And Sean Pine is now on a fill with 10 and a ball. You know if the Game 3 standings are up yet?
I do not see Brian Fournier
Oh, look at that
trying
ball.
to catch him.
Pine put it right in the pocket. So did Edison on the other side. Pine's got 6 in its fill for 16 through 1, and Edison's looking at the 3, 5, 10. Pine on a check mark, and he gets it. 2 in a row.
Everyone here is entering their scores on paper, and then they need to be entered into the computer. So there definitely is a
No, the papers haven't come back yet, so that's usually a good clue to us that they have them all entered. Edison with a 9-box, 19 through 2. Oh, that's right. That's Sean Pine in a Larry Bird shirt.
Hey Paul, Dave Peterson here. Usually he's shouting out to me as I'm watching. This time it's the reverse. So, Paul, great guy.
On the fill,
And it's going and gone.
that's strike on spare, and 3 marks in a row for Sean Pine.
That was like a Larry Bird three-pointer. Although back when he was with Indiana State, they didn't have three-pointers, I don't think.
No, they didn't.
So, he is rocking the Indiana State Sycamore jersey.
One of my home states is Indiana. Some of you may know that. Lived there for 4 years.
How many states have you lived in?
Oh, in my life? Do we count the 3 months after I was born?
Sure.
All right, so I lived in Maryland after I was born. So I was born in Maryland. My dad was in the Army, and I was born on a base at Fort Meade. And then he got shipped to Europe, and I moved to New York, which is where I spent all of my years growing up until I was almost 18. And then I lived in Indiana for 4 years, Michigan in the summers, Ohio for 3 years, 4 years after that, and then I moved to Massachusetts.
Okay.
So Maryland, New York, Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, and Massachusetts, 6 states. I've lived here longer than any place else.
Okay. I was going to say, this is only like a 2-hour show, the way you were going there.
Well, anybody who knows me knows I'm a little bit long-winded.
You were just I've only lived in one state, so.
It's a good experience. It really is.
I thought you lived in Maine, actually, for a while.
Well, that could be in the future. There's a conversation to be had about that.
Okay. Well, anyway, Sean Pine's at, what is he at? 61 through 4. Got another good game going. And he just crushes it.
He's only left 2 pins up. He's got 3 out of 4 spares and a good opportunity for another one here. Edison's not getting any marks right now. There it is. That's 4 out of 5 are marks for him. Watch this guy coming up.
It's a big 71 plus a ball half. And Sean Breton, his partner's working on a mark at 53, so they both have well above average strings.
Edison's open all the way through. He's got 3 pins left. And there's 2 of them.
One more, come on.
Not today. 46 half for Dave Edison. So decent pinning, but he had no marks. So he didn't leave too many standing. Just 4. All right, Sean number 2 comes up. Sean Breton. Or no, he's Sean number 1. Sean 1 and Sean 2.
Or A or B, yeah.
All right. And it's been a long week. Joe LeBlanc on the left at 52 at the half. Breton's on a fill. He's at 53 and a ball. And that's an ugly 8. It's an 8 fill for him. 61 at the half.
We'll take the 8 fill. The lead is another story in itself.
Well, if he can get something to happen with the wood, he tried. Gave it a good effort.
Sure did.
Now Joe only took down 2 in his first ball. He's got to be in the middle here. Nope. A few more go down, so he's got 5 down, 5 up. Okay. Breton with a 9-box, 70 through 6. LeBlanc with a 6-box, and he's a 58 through 6. Sean Breton, box 7. What do you call that? I call that a double rope.
I never really caught anything. You know, you obviously picked up the triangle on the left side.
It's a spare leaf if you put it in the
Sure is.
pocket.
That's what I call
I
it.
get that a lot on my terrible first ball. Four drop for LeBlanc. Nice try by Sean. He put it where he needed to. LeBlanc's got 6 pins down there in a bunch, and he did a great job on that, but couldn't get the head pin to go. So, an ocean ball. I agree with you, Nico.
And that'll be an 8 for Sean Breton. Still above average at 78 through 7. This is an 80% handicap tournament. Sold out here. Teams of 2. We've got 20 teams.
And by 80% handicap, that means that bowlers are getting an adjustment to the score, not that 80% are handicapped.
80% to 120.
Yep. So if you have a 100 average, that means 20 pins times you're getting 16 pins. Credit to your
Yep.
score. That's right. Just so anybody who doesn't watch this regularly understands what we're talking about here. Why do we do that? It levels out the playing field so that people a lot of different people can participate, still have a shot. And we will have the round 3 standing shortly. Nico, Ed Woodside, welcome back. It's a fun tournament, and that's a nice spare by LeBlanc. He denies it, but it went. It was beautifully done. And Breton looking to get something here. He gets an 8 box, and Sean Breton at 86 through 8. Joe LeBlanc putting a run up here. He's at 77 through 8. He can go over par. All right. Should be coming up with those round 3 scores soon. Oh, Sean Breton with a lemon drop left. On the fill for LeBlanc, that's a decent fill. He gets 7, leaves a triangle in the back. 6, 9, 10. And Dave is here to discuss where things stand after 3 rounds.
Nice bid there by Sean. Yep. So after 3 rounds, Josh Lowell and Duncan McDougall have retained their lead. They've actually extended it. They're at 773. Dave Yagi and Cora Crafts 750, 750. So 23 pin lead for Duncan and Josh. Third place remains Cody Brunel and Cam Green at 750. Fourth place, Austin Valley and Craig Wester. We see them to the right. They're at 746. And fifth place, Cheryl Gooding and Kendrick Payne, 733. So they're the teams in the hunt. Rob Linehan and Kyle Hetty are next at 723. So those are your top 6 teams right now.
And there are 22 teams in contention here. Sean Breton dropped 7. Joe LeBlanc on the 3 pin, but he's got some late action there. Only 5 went down. Breton is looking at the 7-9 split and a whole gob of wood down there to shoot at. See if he can make a splash and make a spare. He gets it. Nice spare by Breton, taking advantage of that wood leave.
Yep, and they're in 10th place, so they need to keep things moving here. Sean Breton and Sean Pine.
And LeBlanc pulls wide. He still has the 4 horsemen left, plus the 5 pin. He wants to clean this up. And he missed again. Let us know he wasn't happy with that. So that will close Joe out with a 98 string through 10. And Sean Breton is a 105 plus a fill. That was a really key spare for him. And here's the fill.
He's right in. He's looking for more than 6, but he'll have to take it. 111.
Put it on the head pin. But they don't always go when you do that. But they rarely go if you don't. Okay, Sean Pine on your right versus my buddy Dave Edison on the left. I'd like to build up Dave. He's been a bowling partner of mine for well over 20 years. We've been on the same team every year. Usually we bowl in the summer together, but I'm out of action, so he's got some people subbing in this year.
Sean on a spare. He's got a heck of a game going at 71. Only 3 though, at 74 through 5. Still a heck of a first half.
That is a tough lead. That's a 4 horseman plus a triangle. I've seen it made a few times. They're carrying the head pin over the wall. Couldn't get it to go.
I'm going to try to...
Okay.
When they press the button, I'm going to...
Okay. As soon as they reset in between frames, or boxes as we call them. All right, Pine made a good try. As a 7. So he's at 81 through 6. And Dave Edison with that 9 is at 55. And show us the scores. Show us the money, Dave. All right, here we go. Pull it back a little bit toward the bowlers. Just a little, and to my left. And there you go. And hold still, very, very still. And that gives the fans at home a chance to see what we see. Okay. Thank you, Dave. And we are in box 7 of game 4 with the second bowlers on each team running here. Sean Pine just missed a spare. Edison is on a Poliri, and he gets it. Spare for Edison. First spare of the string. 9 box for Sean Pine. 90 through 7. Edison trying to come back into this. He's at 65 in a ball. Dave Edison can be very powerful. Sean Pine, first ball. Let it go off into the sea. Edison on a fill. 4 in the fill. What's he shooting at down there? Oh, he's in it. Didn't go.
He had the triangle. He had picked off the triangle on the right to start with. Dave Edison with a nice bit.
Almost. So Edison's at 69 through 7. And through 8, Pine is at 98. And through 8, Dave Edison is at 78. Not going head to head. This is all about standings. But you really kind of are too, right? Because you're bowling against everybody.
Head to head for 22 lanes.
You have 21 teams against you here. Box 9. Sean Pine at 99 through 9. He put up a 129 in his last string. Needs a re-rack. They had some pins that gave up the fight. Don't want to play in this round. And a 8 drop. Edison's in the pocket. And that's not the best sleeve. 7, 8, 10. Pine trying to hit the 1 and a 7. He's got the 1, and he's got the 7.
Just saw to our far right, Dave Rando, who we saw earlier, just threw a 160.
Wow.
So that is going to help out the Ahern Rando team.
Sure is.
Get a double strike, 9 spare, 6.
The only bad time to throw a 160 is when your opponent gets a 170. Other than that, it's always good.
That's the highest string scratch I've seen tonight.
All right, 10th box. Pine is on a fill. He's a 109 plus a ball. Edison's at 86. And on that fill, just misses a head pin, punches out 3, and then the 10 pin drops. So 4 fill, 113 through 9. Edison's all over the head pin and drops a textbook perfect strike.
His team needed that. They were trying to work their way up.
That's what I call the Edison ball.
It was electric.
Dave Edison had his lights on that one. And he's heard me saying this for over 20 years.
I'm sure.
So.
I never said it before, so it was new to me.
You're good.
I'm sure it's not. You've heard it a million. I'm sure he's heard it a million times.
123 for Sean Pine with that 10 box. And Dave Edison at 96 and a 2-ball fill. So here's number 1. He's in there again, just off the head pin.
Nice game, Sean. Nice game, Sean. Nice game, Sean.
and Dave's first ball is 5. He's got a bunch down there. He could make a 9 or 10 out of this. He's only got 2 balls in a fill. Gerard is on. Oh, Dave goes wide, but catches a bit of a break.
With a 160 in the third.
Yeah, John off the strike.
So 6 fill, Dave Edison with a 102, and finishing game 4 of 5, the Sean's 111 for Sean Breton, 123 for Sean Pine. Joe LeBlanc.
The standings, huh?
It should, yeah. 98 and 102 for Joe LeBlanc and Dave Edison, respectively. And now we go into the interim period.
This is where you're going to do your song and dance routine.
I left my guitar at home.
Dress up as Uncle Sam or something, maybe?
I don't know. I'll think of something irrelevant and probably get somebody yelling at me. We already talked about the bicentennial, and I don't know what we're calling next year. There is a name for it, but it's really long. And
well, Massachusetts is 250. We're celebrating that this year too, right?
next year is 250. 1776 to 2026. And the hype is not like it was in the 70s. Even as early as 1974, they were hyping the bicentennial. In fact, you want something really obscure? There's a singer that I really like that you probably never heard of before, Loudon Wainwright III.
Never heard of him?
He did a lot of novelty songs, and Loudon Wainwright III. He had one song that hit the charts in the 70s, and it was called "Dead Skunk in the Middle of the Road." It's an absolute riot of a song, but he had a song called "Bicentennial Blues" about the overhype of the bicentennial.
It wasn't Thurston Howell III.
No. Loudon Wainwright III. Look up some of his stuff. "Dead Skunk" is a fun song.
Well, anyway, I see a bunch of people joining us, including
Timmy
Tim
Douglas
and Gerard Hogan.
Yeah, Dave's going to pull it back into bowling here.
Yeah, well, you're probably wondering what's going on. So we've bowled 4 strings. We had the standings through 3, of which Duncan McDougall led with Josh Lowell, Dave Yagi and Cora Crafts in 2nd, Cody Brunell and Cam Green 3rd, Austin Valley and Craig Wester 4th. So those were your top 4. Did I get that right?
You do, I think.
Cheryl Gooding 5th with Kendrick Payne. So,
well, there should be some changes with that 160 there.
yeah, Dave Rando on the Rando John Ahern team just put up a big 160, so that should move them up. We'll see how much. They were a little further back in the pack.
And this is going into the 5th game of the Ryan's doubles tournament tonight. And here with you, never scripted, always random. You never know what we're going to say. Is Dan Castle and Dave Peterson. Got to fill that air. That's something we need to find out, Nico, is how many do cash here?
I believe 5.
5. 5. Okay. We got the answer. The top 5 cash out. And I should have known that before I came in, but welcome to my world. All right, so we have Edison and LeBlanc moving to 12, and I'm not sure who's coming in on 11. But I think it's a couple of bowlers that I don't necessarily know off the top of my head, but I may have met before. And we're getting ready to come into the end game, the game 5. And this will be for all the marbles, Dave.
This is it. Can Duncan and Josh hold on? They had a 23-pin lead after 3. We don't know. That precinct hasn't reported yet.
Well, and where was Rando?
They were further down.
Okay. So they'd have to move up a lot, but it's fairly tight, really. In that range, they're all in the 670s to 700s. All right, so do you know the bowler here on lane 11? I've met him before.
Okay, let's see.
Of course, I know Joe LeBlanc is on 12.
I think I know who that is, but
Yeah,
let me double check.
I know we've met before. Sorry. And we are underway. So on lane 12, LeBlanc drops. It says 5, but another one fell. And he's picked up all but 2. We We have a half Worcester on lane 11, but good bid. Well, one pin still up. So open boxes in the first for both of them. And LeBlanc with a nice 10 out of that. That was a 1-9. And a 10 on lane 11 too. So here we go. And keeping an eye down a few lanes on Ahern and Rando, seeing if Rando can do something along the lines of that 160 again. Good bowling, Sean. All right, Joe LeBlanc coming up again. Box 2, they're both bowlers at 10, and Dave got the names of our 2 bowlers on the left.
Yeah, that's Cody Brunell.
Oh, I met Cody before.
Hadn't met Cody, but I have met his bowling partner tonight, Cam Green.
Okay. So Cody's up first.
They were in 4th place after 3 strings, so they're right in the hunt.
And a spare for Cody. And it is Cody first, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just make sure I don't mess up names. 8 box for LeBlanc, 18 through 2. And Brunell with a spare in a second. He's at 20 and a ball. Box 3 of game 5 coming up with Joe LeBlanc. Joe's off on the 3, but gets a nice 8 drop, 9 drop off of that. On the fill for Brunell. That's 8. So 18 in the first box. Second box. 28 through 2. LeBlanc's got a single pin down there, 2 pieces of wood in front of it. And he's got it. Spare in his third for Joe LeBlanc. No spare for Brunell. And these guys are first place, yeah. So you got the round 4 standings already?
Sure do.
All right. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so the team on lane 11 here, Cody Brunell and Cam Green. First place through 4 strings at 1,007, everything included. They have a 12-pin lead over Josh Lowell and Duncan McDougal. They're at 995. Gap of 15 between a new 3rd place team, Zach Corbett and Bella D'Agostino at 980. And really tight after that with Sean Breton, Sean Pine, who we see to our right, at 977. John Ahern and Dave Rando with that huge game moves them up to 5th, 976.
And puts them into money. And the Zach Corbett, Bella D'Agostino team's got some great bowling genes. Bella is the daughter of well-known bowler Sammy D'Agostino.
He's recently back into bowling, I believe.
He bowled with me for the second half of this Friday night season. He told me he'd give me a half season, and he did great. He was bowling along with Zach Corbett on my team. So we had a lot of fun. Sammy's a great guy, and got Bella and Trish, the whole group. 39 through 4 for Joe. And he misses a headman, leaves 4 horsemen. Brunell's on a spare, and that's a 9 fill. So that puts him at 56 through 4. Now see if LeBlanc can get the 4. Now he's got two back there. 4 horsemen plus 2. And he just punched out the middle, and that's another spare for Brunell. 66 and a ball at the half. LeBlanc trying to get out of this, and as soon as he finishes, we'll have Dave show you the scores so you can see them on your screen. That's a 9 box for Joe LeBlanc, 48 through the half, and here we go. A little further out, there you go, perfect. All right, hopefully everybody can get a gander of that. And we are now in the last game. And Dave Edison, bowler 2 on the Edison LeBlanc team, and Cam Green bowling on the left, correct?
That is correct. Cam bowled in the once-a-month league, so he's familiar with these lanes.
I thought I'd seen him before. Edison starts out with a 4 horseman left.
So
Picks up 2 of them. And Cam picks up 2. All right, that's a 9 box for Edison to start. And an 8 box for Green. And we have Rob Linehan here with us. Checking the standings. Okay, and that's a half Worcester left for Mr. Edison. Green hit the same pin but got a better result.
So with the
Did he get that? He did. Edison with a spare of the half Worcester. Green looking at the split. Just picks up the 3 pin.
so if Cam and Cody throw a really good games here, they have a chance of winning this tournament as they are up by
They're the
12 coming in.
They're the leading team right now. Cam with a 9 box. 17 through 2.
I with Kendrick.
Edison's on
Beautiful
fill.
shot on lane 13 by Sean Pine.
And I can't see it. He's got 8 in his fill.
7.
7. Okay, high-low jack, right? Or 5, 7, 10.
5, 7, 10.
Okay. And
Mini high-low jack.
yeah, it's I'm getting a perspective issue with my view.
It's would be pretty.
All right, he gets the 5. And Cam got the bird. And he just clipped a wing. No, Trish D'Agostino's asking if Bella has made it our way, and unfortunately not. She's to our right. 2, 4, 6, 8 lanes, 9 lanes down. They're on lane 8 lanes down. They are on lane 19, right? Or 20. Yeah, so they're down there the way Zach is bowling right now. That was Trish D'Agostino asking if she's Bella's mom. It's too bad we don't have a 10 stringer here, then we get a lot more people on. Edison misses a check mark. He's at 35 through 3. Green trying to pick up something.
And shots like that have put them in the lead coming into this final string.
That was big. And his partner put up a decent half too. Yeah, you'll have to call some of these shots. I just can't see them.
That's a 9 box for Dave Edison. He's got 1 to go. He's at 44 through 5, and on the left in the yellow is Cam Green, 34, and a ball as he starts his 5th. But he and his partner Cody Brunell are in the lead.
And Nico makes a point that if this was a 10 stringer, we'd be getting out of here at midnight. And the staff may be upset, but I could do it.
Well, considering they close at 10, yeah.
The old Natick men's league that a lot of us bowled in before 2011 had next to last night of bowling, they did 2 rounds of playoffs, and it went late. I mean, we frequently got out of there 1 or 2 in the morning. Wow. You know, or later, and then that was a Monday night. So I don't know who started that tradition.
What time did you start? I mean, it was at
7 o'clock, yeah. And then you did 1 whole round of playoffs, and then a second round. If Dana is on here, I haven't seen him yet. He would know the background of that, or Jeremy might too. All right, we closed out the second bowlers here. We are now down in our last half for both.
And Cody Brunell and his bowling partner Cam Green giving themselves fist pumps. Cody is on a spare. He's at 66 and a ball right here. Every pin crucial. They have the lead. And oh my goodness, it's not going to go. just 4.
Still a 70 half, nothing to sneeze at there. LeBlanc is on that double row. He's at 48 at his half, and
Oh boy. Yep.
let it
Same
get loose.
spot. Cody almost pulled it off.
Oh, he got
he
his-
might still do it.
Got a messenger.
Just a little late.
Okay, that was a slow pony. All right, LeBlanc held on to that too long and ends up with a 3 box. 10 box for Cody for 80 through 6.
Cody rocking that Shelburne Falls bowling alley shirt. Bowling alley, bowling center, whatever. I'd love to get out there someday.
Where is that?
Shelburne Falls.
Let me make a trip out there sometime. I don't know where it is. LeBlanc with a better ball that time. He dropped 8, leaves a 1-2.
Almost in New York.
And then,
Oh, looked good, and it just faded to the right.
well, Cody had a lemon drop right. Got the head pin that time, and he's got 8 down. LeBlanc with 9 puts him at 60 through 7. Oh, nice try. Nice shot.
Great pinning.
I liked how he used that wood to kick the pin over. So that's a 10 box for Cody, 90 through 7.
Remember, it's an 80% handicap, so it's not a scratch. But Cody looking for a strike every which way, but no.
It wiggled, but didn't fall. All right, Joe LeBlanc had to 4 and 1. So having some trouble with his accuracy at the moment. For the spare attempt. Oh boy, that wood deflected right around. No spare for Cody. And an 8 box for LeBlanc for 68, and 9 box for Cody Brunel for 99 through 8. What were the Sean's doing?
Sean Breton is at 93 through 9, so he's on pace with his average, more or less. Sean Pine started with 64 through 5, though, so they have a shot to definitely have a shot to move up in the standings. It's going to be a while before they post the final standings from the end of the year.
Yeah, we may have to fill some air with some other bad Dan stories. Dave's just looking like, oh my God, no. All right, LeBlanc with a 6 box, 8 box for Cody Brunel for 107, and LeBlanc's having a tough string here. He's at 74 through 9, hoping to finish big.
That's the only thing I cared about.
All right, Joe LeBlanc with a good ball there, but punches through, doesn't catch a head pin. And a little better lead for Cody. He's got the 4 horsemen plus the 9 pin. Got a spare opportunity there. If he can get a spare, he could get a 120. And LeBlanc will be open in box 10.
Now, that wood is dancing all over the place.
That looked like a good bid.
His bowling partner, Cam Green, just said his Cody's average is about a 93, so
Pulling out of his shoes.
considering they're in first place, it's looking pretty good, I would say, for the team of Brunel and Green.
That's a 115 for Cody Brunel. And that would be 22 pins over average. So, all right, coming up to our last half of this round. And Dave Edison starts off. He's at 53 at the half, and I can't see what he got down, but I think it's 8. Okay. Thank you, Dave.
I'm just going to check on the Duncan McDougal team that was in second to see if they're tearing things up.
And with a 50 half, Cam Green starts out with a Caleri All right, 4 horsemen plus the 8. Okay.
Yeah, I ended up 101 on the night
Excellent.
after 5.
So that's Cody letting us know he averaged 101 tonight. So not too bad. 10 box for Cam Green for 60 through 6. Edison's at 61. And Dave stepped away for a minute to check on some of the key teams, see how they're doing. Edison, left side pocket, leaves a diamond. All right, and Cam Green, a nice drop. Head pin hit, leaves a triangle. Edison just picks off the left pin and the back pin on the diamond. And Green's got a good opportunity here with that wood if it doesn't deflect. And he's got it, no problem at all. No problem at all. And Dave Edison finishes with a 10, 71 through 7. Cam Green at 70 through 7 plus a ball. So these two are pretty evenly matched right now. All right, Edison on box 8. Off on that 2-pin, but he gets some good action and leaves the 1-3-10. And then on the fill, here comes Cam Green. Left pocket, and 6 are down, so 76 through 7.
I can go get that game player.
Edison misses a spare bid. And any news, Dave?
Well, Duncan and his teammate are doing pretty well, so I'm not going to say that Cody and Cam are pulling this off, but
It's a pretty good one, Cam.
it was a big mark there by Cam.
Came pretty far.
All right, and Brian Fournier is going to go down and get the wood for us. He's the organizer of this event, I believe.
He sure is. He was not sure how many people would be showing up on July 4th Eve, and lo and behold, he had to limit it to the number of lanes that we had, 22.
We have a hardcore community, Dave. Sure do.
Happy July 4th if you're watching this live. I'm Dave Peterson. This is Dan Castle.
And this is Cam Green ready to throw the ball on lane 11 for the spare attempt, and he misses. Leaves the... Oh, doesn't... We thought we had a messenger coming over to take it out. Did not take out that 2-pin, 3-pin, whichever pin it is. The standing pin.
It's got a nice piece of wood, and everyone here is that much closer to clinching it. Cam bows out of Canal regularly. Millis once a month.
Wasn't that a 10?
It was a 10 bucks. All right. Score correct.
Nice shot by Sean Pine there on lane 13.
Cam, you want me to correct it? Maybe Joe get it?
We don't really know how to work these things.
So Sean Pine just took down the 2-8, the inverted half Worcester with no wood. Just punched it right through. That's hard to do. And that was for a spare on strike, and he just filled that spare with 8. So he's got a 128 game. We just watched him throw a 129 and a 123. Bowling excellent. Edison, spare in the 9th. Puts him at 89. Cam Green, single pin to shoot at for a spare in the 9th. And he misses to the right. And Nico mentions that, you know, a lot of us don't have anything better to do than to bowl, but what better thing is there to do? Good social event, see people, get out, move your body a little bit, have fun, maybe make some more money. Faye Sawyer, nice to see you here. And Dave Edison punches through and leaves the castle right. No wood. 95 through 9, and Cam Green puts up the diamond. This is the last box of the tournament for these guys. Edison just picks up the 6. And Cam is looking at a diamond here for a spare in the 10th. Try to catch up with his teammate. Just off.
Hello, Greg Packer, Dave Peterson here. Happy Friday to Greg.
105 for Edison. And the same thing for Cam Green. And we have a few bowlers finishing up. That was the 5th string of the bowling, and if we'll stay online until the results come in.
So
Why
we'll
not?
see if Cam and Cody's the 115 and 105, 115 from Cody, 105 from Cam, are enough to keep them in the lead. We'll show the scores again after 4 games. And then
Show us. I think the big thing is what's this gap here, because I know I see 1 and 2.
it was 12 pins. But,
It's pretty close.
So big games by Duncan McDougall or Josh Lowell could have moved them up. But as you mentioned earlier, all the bowlers write their scores on a piece of paper and hand them in, and then they have to, of course, be input. And then we get the results. And what the heck?
Yeah,
Since we've been given the scores the whole day through, we can't leave people night through.
And that may seem antiquated to do it that way, but with the computer system we have here, it actually makes sense, because otherwise the system doesn't have the capability of moving the bowlers automatically. So otherwise they'd have to come in, and we can print off scores, but they'd have to come in and change the bowlers manually each round. So doing it this way just is more efficient with the system that we work.
Terrific. So I'll show the scores for those who just tuned in after 4 strings. You can see how everyone did. Yep. These are handicap scores.
That does include the handicap, up a little bit, out a little bit, to the left a little bit. There you go, perfect. And then hold very, very still.
I feel like I'm giving my eye test.
Yeah, really. Giving me an eye test, because I have a small screen here. So everybody gets to see that the top 5 right now have a range of scores of 976 to 1007 through 4 strings.
How'd you do, Duncan? In the
I went 603, so we'll see.
you were right there.
Were we? I don't see us up there.
You were in second place.
Oh, then we probably did pretty well, because we went over that last game too.
All right, these guys did good too. So
Cam, I swear to God, if we lose to you. What'd you hit?
that was after 4.
Ah, you came by 6.
So some of the bowlers are coming around to look at the sheets that we have, and we'll get some of them to say hello to all of you watching right now.
Hey, Greg, I should have known that 14 hours ago.
And I see Chris Merrill has joined us. Welcome, Chris. Good to see you here.
So they're doing every other week we're doing an event here at Ryan's. I say we, but Brian and the team here is doing an event. We're doing 13 here 2 weeks ago, and tonight 40 people, 44 bowlers. So talk about crazy, huh?
We'll try to make it a date then to be here. Seems there's a lot of interest in watching bowlers and people you know and how they do, and probably not in my arcane stories, but you got to fill dead air sometimes. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking, I'm looking at the bowlers here, and there's bowlers from all around, from Western Mass, from Timber. 35.
This is not just a Ryan's
Runs,
event. This is definitely not just a Ryan's event.
Words came out on Candlepin chat, and
Some people drove a couple hours to do this.
yeah, well, for 5 strings, it's worth your while, right? And you figure maybe a lot of people might be busy on the night before July 4th, but apparently people like to bowl and celebrate tomorrow. Happy 4th of July, by the way.
So Greg is asking who won the Peter Crawford and Mike McIntosh match. We're not giving that out. You got to watch it. Sorry, I don't know yet either. So, but it is on there, and Nico put it up on the YouTube page. Yeah, it's July 4th for you. That's right. You're in Australia.
Well, not quite. It is there.
They're on the other side of the date line.
They're 4. Oh yes, it is right.
Sorry, Greg.
All I'm so confused.
I live in a state of confusion. Welcome to my world. There you go, Nico.
I do know it's 14-hour difference between here and where Greg is.
Yeah.
They have like 3 time zones, I think, in Australia. And Nico is, I think he's in a different time zone too, right?
So my son has spent a lot of time in Bali, which is exactly 12 hours time difference here. And he forgets occasionally and calls me. But it's okay. Good to hear from him when he's away. So we're waiting here. We got bowlers, coming around. We will know pretty soon what the results are, and it's worth hanging on for. So good to see everybody that's joined us.
Yeah, so apparently the top 5 will come out winners tonight. It was looking good for the Cody Brunell Cam Green team in first, Duncan McDougall and Josh Lowell in second. We'll see if Duncan and Josh were able to overtake Cody and Cam. Third were Zach Corbett and Bella D'Agostino. Fourth, Sean Pine, who just threw a 128 after his 129 and 121. So
123 was the last one he had here.
123, all right. So a good game, so that might be enough to put him with Sean Bretton's 103, keep them in the money. John Ahern and Dave Rando were in 5th, but I think they had a tough string that time.
I don't know. I can't tell if there's an echo here. There shouldn't be. We just have one source. Hi, Peter Penny. Peter Penny just joined us, and the bowling is completed. We're just waiting for results now, so we're just filling the air with conversation and wit and maybe some of the other bowlers. So, again, there were 44 people bowling here in the doubles tournament. And we should know shortly. So stay with us, and people are staying with us, so that's a good thing. Let me see if I can grab somebody to add some color. John Ahern is here.
To the world. Speak to the world.
Yeah, we've got everybody on hold here, so we may as well make it more interesting.
I started my night well with a 114, but then Dave's suing me for non-support after he threw a 180. Oh, no, 160. 160. So
I was going to say he followed it 160
No.
with a 180. Okay.
we would have had a chance if he did that, but I just didn't. I only bowled. I think I went 476 scratch. So Dave did well, but hey, it was fun.
There you go.
No, we were over average in the last game.
So you were over average today? Were you over average, John?
No,
Okay.
I was at 476,
Okay, yeah, that's under average.
91.
But we saw some good games and got some stuff for the highlights reel. And that's
Dave had
always
that
fun.
double strike, and then got a 9 drop on the third one. Filled it with a spare though.
Well, the lights are still on. See if things will compile. We should have numbers up pretty soon.
Yep. It was a good turnout.
Yeah, we were noting that it wasn't just Millis people here by any,
No.
not by any stretch. We had people from, yeah.
Bogey.
So the next event will be in 2 weeks. My next airtime will be Sunday at 5 o'clock when Maurice Perry and I will be covering the B South Championship. And that will be Glenn Gill versus Marcus Mayer at Marcus Home Lane in Brockton.
How did Marcus look like?
I did not see. Where is his
I'm sure his partner was.
Oh, there it is. He was bowling with Billy Shiner. And as of 4, they were near the bottom. There were 3 from the
Easter
bottom.
doubles. You call this Easter doubles.
Easter doubles? Not Easter. Now, Rob, you had a good name for this.
What? Brian's bowling bonanza.
There you go.
Doubles bonanza.
Bonanza doubles.
Bonanza doubles.
So Stay with us. We will have the scores in a minute. And,
We opened up the 5th spot. For someone.
so, do we want to turn the camera to Brian when he does this, or not? Or keep it as it is? We're a radio show right now. I don't have any records to spin like I did when I had my radio show.
Are we on Sirius XM yet or what?
Could be. Could be.
Soothing voices.
To have a voice like Greg Guyard.
Oh yeah, Greg's got an amazing voice.
I have a unique voice, not made for radio.
Well, that's true. You and me together. Yikes.
I have a face for
You have a
radio.
good voice. Dan has a good voice.
I have a face made for radio.
Okay, so
All right.
the top 5, we'll give the money out here.
So Brian Fournier, you can hear him in the background here.
We have Austin Valley and Craig Western with a 12.8.
So Austin Valley and Greg Western 5th.
Excuse me, are you missing a shoe cover?
In 4th place, we have Chase and Mark.
Just have one over there that we
All right, so I can't pronounce that last name. Chase and Mark in 4th.
Brangzik. Chase. Yep.
In 3rd, we have Sean Breton and Sean Pine.
All right, our Sean's came in 3rd. They moved up a spot from where they were in after 4.
Listen, Duncan.
In 2nd, we have Josh Lowell and
All right. So Josh Lowell, Duncan McDougall in 2nd, and we think,
winners from the 12.55, Cody Burnell and Cam Green.
and we just watched Cody Burnell and Cam Green, and they are the winners.
Lucky we had him right on screen here.
So thanks for the patience and waiting for the finals, and we appreciate everybody who joined and commented, and Dave's putting up the numbers.
Right, not the final numbers, but at least it has, you can read who's in 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
So that's a wrap. This is Dan Castle with Dave Peterson. We were here at Ryan's for the doubles tournament, and we'll be seeing you again, and hopefully join you all on the lanes.
Thank you.